I have done that.
Close. And
I haven't heard.
Now, I figured there'd be more people.
This is,
will I open you up?
I wondered.
And this first football game is tonight. Playing Indian Creek. So they go Western.
Okay,
But they're new. We haven't played them before.
I think our first game.
I believe we are.
Yeah. I think it's this year for them. I think
Okay, welcome everyone to the Forest Township meeting of August 22nd, 2025. As per requirement by the state of Indiana, we will be live streaming township meetings. I am Brenda Robertson, Forest Township trustee, and I'll let our board members introduce themselves.
Katie Trineri, secretary.
Bev Epley, president.
Thank you. We will begin with the reading and approval of the meetings from January 6th and January 13th. Katie, I have given you those right here. If you would not mind reading those, and then we will move on those. 6th on that.
The Forest Township Advisory Board met on January 6, 2025 at 12 o'clock p.m. at the Forest Fire Station. The meeting was opened with the election of officers. Jerry nominated Beverly Epley as president. Katie seconded the nomination. Jerry moved to nominate Katie Trineri as secretary. Brenda seconded. Officers were elected. Beverly moved to adjourn the meeting. Jerry seconded.
Okay, could I have a motion to accept the January 6th meeting minutes as read?
I make a motion.
Second.
And January 13th meeting minutes, please.
The Forest Township Advisory Board met on January 23rd, 2025 at 12 o'clock p.m. at the Forest Fire Station. Katie began the meeting by reading minutes from the September 11th, 2024 meeting. Jerry made the motion to approve the minutes. Beverly seconded it. Old business was then discussed. Brenda gave an update on the park well. Payment of $10,800 was paid in 2024 with the remaining payment of $6,300 paid January 2nd of 2025. New business was then discussed. A review of the 2024 year-end report was done. The 2025 salary resolution was signed. Park mowing bids for 2025 were then opened and reviewed. Katie motioned for John Snyder's bid to be approved and Beverly seconded. Brenda then discussed getting dumpsters for the township as was done in previous years. Jerry motioned to get it, and Katie seconded. Internal controls policy was signed by Jerry and Katie. The procurement procedures policy was discussed to change the amount to $2,500 and will be voted on at the next meeting. The 4-H 2023-2024 report was reviewed. Brenda then discussed the 1977 Ford fire truck and gifting it to the fire department. Beverly motioned to give it and Jerry seconded it. Brenda then asked for permission to get bids for paving and the board agreed. Jerry moved to close the meeting. Katie seconded it.
May I get a motion to accept the January 13th meeting minutes as read?
I make a motion.
A second.
Okay, we will move on to old business. You guys have an agenda in front of you, a little bit lengthy. So in regards to trash dumpsters, we have secured two 30-yard dumpsters. They are $460 a piece. That's a $20 per increase from 2024. They will be here September 20th and 21st. $460 each, with two being secured. The park well, the final cleanup is done. The fire department is satisfied and it has increased the gallons per minute to fill the trucks. And I am looking into bollards, which are like piers that you put into the ground. They put around the well head so that they won't be damaged if somebody makes an oops. So I will look into that and then bring that back in 2026.
Who would do that?
I have contacted Orton's to see if that's something that they can do. He thought he might have something lying around that they could use. But I haven't heard back from him. And sometimes that line of communication doesn't flow very well. But they do a good job. I did hire Jonathan Snyder to remove the remaining dirt and rubble and bring in gravel and replace what had been displaced during the process. And that was at a cost of $1,700. If there are no questions on those two items from old business, I'll move on to new business. Okay, the main purpose, two main purposes of this meeting is a budget hearing. You should have a paper in your packet. It is a notice to the taxpayers. This has to be put online. And so you see that we have it scheduled for today, 12 o'clock. This is the hearing meeting for the budget. In the budget, the general fund, I have budgeted $75,450. That is a decrease from this year because we anticipated doing paving. Township assistance, I did increase that because of the, I'll call it sketchiness of the economy at times. If we don't use it, whatever we don't spend out that's been appropriated, then whatever the tax reserves are that are left over goes into the big fund, fund. And then recreation, I increased to 9,000, possibly anticipating doing a little bit of work at the park playground. If you would like to have a breakdown of the 75,400, I can provide that for you. That covers everything from professional services, printing and advertising, my bond, insurance, which we know insurance is going up. I increased that also. Utilities, repairs and maintenance, office rent, miscellaneous, cemetery care, and Indiana Township Association dues. If you have any questions or you would like to see my spreadsheet that I have.
No, thank you.
No, okay. So that would conclude the hearing for this, and then we will meet on September the 8th to make the adoption. That brings us to paving. Okay, you should also in your packet have a bid letter that I sent out to paving companies. And because it would have been between $50,000 and $150,000 that I anticipated that we would have to spend, we did not have to publicly advertise that. So I could reach out to 3 bidders that were receptive and reliable. And so I did that. I reached out to Crenshaw, E&B Paving, and Smith Projects. So that's a Michigan Town, Kokomo, and then another gentleman had guided me to Smith Projects, which is out of Greenfield, but they go everywhere. Okay, so as the bid letter went out, I had them, and you have an attached map. You should have. Okay, so I put the driveway as 1 bid. So that's number 1. Behind the fire station, did I have to do that? Okay, behind the fire station is a secondary bid, a standalone bid. And then number 3, number 3, as you see on there, which was a combination of 1 and 2. Okay, and then as a drop down, there is one that's marked A, which is in front of the fire station, the apron out there, to be sealed and to be marked. One handicap, 1 regular, and then there are 5 bay doors with no parking on the pavement, on that pavement that's put there. So they were to have their bids back in by August the 18th, which gave them ample time. And I received, and it was April the 18th by 5 p.m. 1 came back in at that time within the requirements according to the letter. 1 called me the next morning and asked if I would still accept the bid, even though they knew that they would pass the deadline. And I said I would accept the bid into my position, but it would be up to the board as to whether or not you would allow that to be bid to accept the bid in this process, in this meeting. And then 1 did not return a bid. Okay, according to the statute, Indiana Code 36-1-12-4.7, it says the board shall award the contract for the public work to the lowest possible and responsive quoter. The board may reject all quotes submitted. Okay. So it is up to you whether or not you will allow the late bid to be entered into this process. You will allow it, no problem. All right, so we have from Crenshaw.
Was it on time?
It was on time.
Okay.
And we have a bid from Smith Projects. You are more than welcome to look at them. Crenshaw's bid, I'll run these numbers past you. For Crenshaw's bid on just the driveway, it's $26,310. For Smith Projects, it's $33,035. I can give you these numbers. Okay. For the station standalone, behind the station, it's Crenshaw's bid is $32,964.
Yeah,
Smith's
wait a minute, just for the parking out front?
back here.
Oh, the back, okay,
The
number
back.
2, okay, I'm sorry.
Station, the Smith for behind the station is $36,968. So, if you break that up, Crenshaw is the lowest bid. Now, if you combine them, where you're doing the driveway and the back parking lot, Crenshaw is still the lowest bid by about $7,000. Okay. Ceiling and striping, the front for Crenshaw is $1,525. For Smith's, it is $66,160. Now, that being said, Crenshaw is the lowest bid. We can decide how we want to do this. That being said, I think I put this in your packet also. A budget analysis. If not, I'll give you my copy. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. No. Okay, so sorry. In our general fund, as of yesterday, we have a current balance that we can access to after I talk about our obligations. So that's $68,766.27. Obligations that I have put out there that we should probably meet, we will meet possibly by the end of the year, totals $9,170. Now there's a question here of $3,000 for Smith Cemetery restoration, which I will go into a little bit later. So we may want to hold off on this decision till we talk about Smith, but we have adequate funds to do both paving and the striping. Now the paving, in my point of view, is more important than the striping this year, because it can hold, to me, it can hold over. We'll have adequate funds next year. It provides us with a little bit of a cushion. But we do have, because his bid was $57,275, so that gives us about $1,800, something like that, of a cushion, in case, hopefully, cross our fingers, nothing blows up or anything like that. So if you want to hold off till I talk about Smith, or would you like to vote on this?
Vote on this,
Vote on
paving,
paving.
okay. I make a motion to accept Crenshaw's.
Okay, what part of Crenshaw's would you like to vote, what you would like to put in that motion?
I would like to do 1, 2, and A and save
So
striping, yes,
one, two,
and A.
A.
Mhm.
So you want to put all of them together, or just 1 and 2 together and save this? I guess I'm looking for a clarification, or maybe I'm not being clear.
I think
1,
1,
2.
and do all the paving at once.
Yeah,
Okay, do all the paving at once, and then, one of my thoughts is, when we get closer to the end of the year, if it's still viable and we have those fundings, we could put a clause that I would have the ability to go ahead and do that.
Why do we need striping?
I have been, approached, a few years ago for a handicap spot in the front.
Can we just buy a sign and put it up and say handicap parking only?
And they would like to have no parking on the thing. If you don't want the striping, just have it mixed seal. That can be accomplished also. I would ask for another bid on that and have it in September.
Do you think striping?
not really. I think the paving is, having it all
Yes.
paved at once and
Okay,
done.
yeah. Get it
Okay,
done.
so we are going to have
Maybe wait on the striping.
a motion. May I have that motion in specifics of combining like 1 and 2 then?
Go ahead, you go ahead.
I make a motion that we award Crenshaw's the contract to pave the driveway, the front parking, which includes site 1, site 2, and site A.
A is this. 1 and 2 is the
Yeah.
back parking lot. They don't have to do any paving here.
Okay,
So it's just,
1 and 2, I'm
1 and
sorry,
2.
just 1 and 2.
okay,
And make a motion that we hold off on the striping.
I second it.
all right. His anticipated time to do this, this work is the end of October, weather barred. Okay, super. Okay, capital improvement policy, hold on here, please. All right, this is a new Indiana code that has come down the pipe. We have to have a policy in place and signed, resolution signed by September 30th. I see no problem with that. I have contacted okay, I'll back up. So the state of Indiana slipped it in with another bill, and they have had a little bit of delay of getting the correct framework for us to submit it. So I contacted DLTF, I have contacted the Indiana Township Association, I have contacted an adjoining township trustee, getting a handle on it. What the premise of it is it's called a capital improvement plan. They take from your Form B, which is a part of your budget process. Anyway, they take from Form B what your adopted balance will be at the end of 2026. So what they're calculating from is what your projected balance is at the end of 2025, less your budget, and this is what they feel that you will have. That's not necessarily a solid number, but that's how they're doing it. And this is for unrestricted funds. So this is Township General Fund and the Rainy Day Fund for us. The other two, Township Fund and Park Fund, are restricted funds. That means they can only be used for those types of things. General Township, the General Fund, that's paying our utility, our insurance, those repairs, kinds of things. I always looked at the rainy day fund as if we had a disaster, I could tap into that. That was just my thing, but it could be paid with anything, on anything. What they are saying is so what you have left at the end of the year, then that is going to be put into a fund called a Township Road and Infrastructure Fund at 30% of what you have left.
And that's statewide, not township?
Well, you have townships in every county.
Right.
Right. And so what I understand the law to be is that money is supposed to be used for road and infrastructure in your township. I don't see how they can administrate that because, we have talked at our house, so if you're putting gravel down on the road to Warren Township and you now hit Forest Township, how do you, but anyway, that is the gist of it. What you are also capable of doing is putting in projects that you are going to work on or things you are going to purchase. So, breakdown of capital improvements is acquisition of land, site improvement, like utilities or things like that, grading, landscaping, infrastructure improvement, like roads, like we're not going to do sewers or anything like that, rehabilitation, renovation, enlargement of buildings and structures, acquisition or improvement of machinery, furnishings, and facilities. So this is, I am just introducing this to you. I'm going to be working on this. I have submitted for, you have to have a, put in a notice in the newspaper. That's supposed to go in August the 22nd. We will have our meeting on the 28th, on the 8th, pardon me. So that will be 2 meetings. We're going to have a hearing and approval of this, and then we'll have our secondary meeting for approval of the budget and et cetera. This is something that they are dictating that we have to do. If we do not have it done and signed off on by September the 30th, you are in danger of losing your local income tax revenue. So, there we are. And you have to do this every year by September 30th. Okay. Fire and policy signatures I need from you. We lease the fire station to the fire department. They have signed off on their part. I need signatures from you. And if you'd like to read the contract, you're more than welcome. We've done this for several years, since the fire station came to be. The next one that I need is nepotism, that we do not practice nepotism. We follow the policy, policies that, you're not going to do, give a spouse, a parent, a stepchild, a child, a brother, niece, nephew, aunt, uncle, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, any kind of job or thing like that, or any kind of preference or deference and stuff. Okay. If you would like to read the policy, I will leave it to you to read it. If not, if you agree, you can sign A or A, and then I will need a separate one from each personally. That one is yours, and Deb. And are you going to buy it papers now?
No, I have to.
Deb. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we have to sign this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lot today. Okay. All right, next on our list is the township property disposal. Okay,
Can we just throw it in the dumpster?
thought taken. Okay, I have listed, these are all things that I have had at my residence, I don't mind, for 7.5 years, and I have never used. This is an old printer. I have another printer. There's an Acer laptop that is manufactured in 2011. Smith Corona electric typewriter, Texas Instrument electric pencil sharpener.
Sure.
And I have a black cabinet that is about 48 inches wide, probably about 40 inches tall, and probably about 16, 18 inches deep. I have never used.
Is it a lateral folder? Is it?
No.
Okay.
It just has little drawers on this side and a cabinet door on this side.
Okay.
I have, according to Indiana statutes, I will let you look at the pictures. Here is the picture of our printer. Here's the picture of our laptop. Our Smith Corona. Do you even know what a typewriter is?
I do. My kids definitely would not.
My electric pencil sharpener and my,
Calculator.
this is not a very good picture and it's hard to tell. So that goes that way because it's kind of wedged in a corner. These are drawers. There's a door over here.
Okay.
I have a filing cabinet like that, black in wonderful condition that I can use or the next one can use that really is very adequate. I have taken paper, our paper copies of anything that we have. I have 3 totes with sealed lids that carry the permanent files. And then I have other totes of the regular files. So the next group, I got it as like 30 boxes at my house and yeah. We also have about 12 tables in the storage shed with the legs that are removed and they're, if you want to look, they're in pretty sad shape. I was wanting to know if I could get a motion that I might be able to dispose of this material.
My motion for you to dispose of it.
Second.
Okay, thank you very
No,
much.
it's a typewriter.
On the laptop, my son is a technology guy, and so I'm just gonna make sure he takes the hard drive out and destroys it. Okay,
Wait a minute, is that nepotism?
I won't pay him.
Okay. I want to make sure we're good.
All right, next thing is Smith Cemetery. Okay. As per state statutes, Indiana codes, you know, I'm supposed to keep it mowed. I do pay someone to mow it. It's not in our property. Might be in the future. I am supposed to keep a fence around it, put a sign up, and just overall, and do restoration work, restoration work.
Where is that? I'm drawing a blank.
BJ
BJ,
Coel's?
okay.
Okay,
Coel's.
yeah, by the tool shed.
You know where Marlin lives?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go back, go back east to the first road and turn to the north, it's just right.
Okay.
Is that a gravel road?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, it is a small cemetery. At one time, it had 23 monuments there, 23 headstones. They now have 12. There are several that are in pieces. The cemetery, there is a cemetery commission now in Clinton County.
Mhm.
And it's a closed cemetery, so it's not an active cemetery. I, trustee, would like to work on the cemetery to bring it up to what it's supposed to be. I have an estimate from Arnett Monument Cleaning. They've done coons over as you go outside of Rossville towards Lafayette. Really good job. They believe that it would be, their cap is $3,000. It should not be more than $3,000 to do it. And we feel that there's probably stones underneath the ground, so probing, because, stuff happens, they go over, dirt flies, lands there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I would for sure like to get a sign for it. And so you put in an application with the state of Indiana, it's $170 for the sign, and we would get the 2 posts, and they just screw it out. It's like the ones near Larry Newton's for Paris Cemetery. Okay. That I would really, really like to do. As far as the cleaning and the redoing, plus if he can get enough of the stone parts together, he will put them back together, which he did at Coons. He has gotten behind because of all the rainy weather that we did have. So he would not be able to get to it till later in the summer and to the fall, if at all this year. Okay. And then next year, in the budget, I would like, but it's up to you guys, I would like to put a fence around it. And it would just be like a 3-sided fence, because you don't have to really have one in the front, and it's just a small spot.
What type of fence would that be?
It would be just probably a 2-rail vinyl, like at Middle Fork.
Okay.
Kind of. So that's what I'm projecting and thinking. Of course, it's up to you guys. May I have permission and motion that if it's available to be done this year, that we can do it, if the money is still good in the budget?
I motion to
Do restoration?
do restorations, proceed with this, yes.
I second.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Next item is the Forest Township website. So we have a domain name, which is imperative for having a website. They're probably going to mandate us to have a website so that we can use it to put up YouTube. No cost to us. There's a company, Tyler Company, that the state works through. I have an appointment with them on Monday via video to talk to them about it. I would like to work towards it. Some of the things that I have would like to put on our website, which I've lost that paper at the moment, but that's okay, I can remember, is a link to all the cemeteries via Find a Grave, historical photos, a link to Clinton County government, and also a link to helpful websites like Area 4 and Healthy Communities, and anything else that falls under that, so that if I get a township call, I can say, you need to also look at these resources too. So may I get a motion that I can move forward on the Forest Township website?
I make a motion, we move forward on the website.
A second.
All right. That's my others. So also, I think I skipped over one, which was property correction, yes. Okay, as I was looking to do the map for the paving, I looked at our property detail on clintonco.com. If you don't know about clintonco.com, it's wonderful.
What is it?
We talking about Beacon?
Yeah, Beacon.
Beacon, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
clintonco.com. You
Love
go into
Beacon.
clintonco.com, go to the property, and it's a wonderful resource. Anyway, we don't have the tennis court anymore. It's been gotten rid of. So I asked her to work to get rid of that off of our property. Plus, also I wanted her to explain to me detached garage. I figure it's the overhangs, but I just wanted to clarify. But anyway, I'm working on that. It's not a huge deal. It's just to make it more correct. Okay, we're coming down towards the end, folks. Forest Fire Department and territory updates. But not a lot going on with the fire department. They were going to have a hog roast that has been postponed. They probably will decide maybe this month's meeting, which would be the first part, whether or not they're going to go forward with that or not. And the territory, they have solicited bids for a grass truck for Michigan Township. Those bids are probably, I'm sure they're probably in. We did not have a July meeting, so we did not look at those. So we will probably be looking at those in August. And that's about all that's going on there. Last part is, you're more than welcome to look at the financial statements for 2025. I have from January to July here, and then I will, this last column will give you the numbers in what monies we do have, if you want a synopsis. But you are more than welcome to look at all 7 of them.
Are we still receiving interest on our account?
Yes, we are. It has gone down a little bit, but it's still a pretty significant amount.
Okay.
Now, as, with this, capital improvement plan, that will reduce the surplus. And that's part, would you like to see the cash available balances on July 31st?
I did.
You did, okay. All right. Okay, so if I can get a signature from January to July.
What do we do with
You
drawing
are-
line?
Yeah, I at least sign one line and you can
Okay,
do your squiggle if you like.
That's what I thought.
And I believe that will conclude all of our business for the day. Our next meeting will be on September the 8th, 2025 at 12 p.m. at 9380 Forest Park Street. At this time, I will take comments or anything from my board. Any comments, questions?
How are the properties in the township, the ones that need attention?
Okay, I did call Kat, and that was on where Grace Opal used to live.
Yes.
By the former elevator, pardon me. That has gone into foreclosure, and it has been mowed.
Good.
The one over by where, sorry, it would be McCarver Street now, Oklahoma.
Okay.
There was property there, and that had 2 cars, 2 boats, an old grain truck, and all that's left are 2 boats, and it's been mowed.
And who took care of that?
Who owned it?
No, who took care of cleaning it up?
The people,
Oh, okay,
the people.
the owner.
I have this property up here I should call Cat on. It is across from kind of Mr. Eldridge.
Yes, down from Marcia Snyder on the corner.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's all that I have.
So we don't know that property east of Marcia, it's not being occupied?
I suspect it is not. I think it was a rental, so that could be a little more,
And do we know who owns that?
I can find out through the beacon, not a problem. So, but yeah, that's on my radar to get her called. She's been very responsive.
Okay.
And usually if she gets some kind of determination, she gives me a call and says, this is what's happening. All right. Anything else from my board?
What's the update on Jerry?
Not good.
Do we need to look into replacing him?
It would be something that you might want to think about. You just don't know. Just don't know, but, that's something we might want to keep in our brain.
Okay.
That's just the last I heard, but I do not know. I haven't really spoken to him. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Also, so we have 2 members of the public, Mr. and Mrs. Herr here. And they had some questions for us, and hopefully we can answer. And if we cannot answer here, I will get an answer for you and let you know.
Well, my main one was that I was going to request consideration that in the winter, when the roads are plowed here in town and Forest, if you could also do the open active hours, because those are no longer being included in the plow.
Oh, okay, alleyways, okay. I can contact Rick and see if that's something that he will do.
Okay, because they were done at one time, usually you catch the person, since I think they're private contracted out to do Forest instead of the state highway doing them. And,
I would think that would be Clinton County
county.
Highway would
Yeah.
be doing the main.
Well, they do the main, but here in town, I think,
The streets.
yeah, the streets and everything.
I'll check into that.
Yeah, because usually sometimes if you could catch the plow driver, then they would do it. But I think last year someone said that they were told to do the main roads
Oh,
and only in town.
okay.
And when you have alleyways or like active ones,
Yeah.
they've always been done before.
Okay.
So I'm just asking, if that could be included in the
In
plow
the bottom, okay.
area.
I can do that. We can ask them.
Okay. That was really my main concern. I was hoping, because I heard, oh, no, that's just private. And, no, they don't do that anymore. Because I know there's a lot of things that used to be done that aren't done anymore.
I don't think there's very many people that use the alleys.
Yeah, well, our alleyway is open from 600, right all the way straight
That goes
down to,
behind Jerry's house. right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it goes there by Loftner's,
yes.
that area,
Yeah.
and that's actively used.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
we have, the Rothenbarbers, ourselves, Milner, Jerry Milner, and then the End House, which I think is a renter now, they also use that alley.
Where,
And then there's that little
Where Max
alley.
and June live.
yes, where
Yes,
that's-
and it's easy to
yeah,
go.
that T's right there
Yeah.
at ends.
Yeah.
And then it'll go,
Yeah, then it has that
east-west.
east-west, yeah.
okay.
And then there's one, used to be with the Coke machine, the people that had the Coke machine. And-
Down there by the house you were just talking about down.
Down by Snyder's?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
an open one
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Because there's not a whole lot.
Oh, yes,
Here in town, but there are some that are actively used.
okay.
Especially if your garage is back there.
Yes.
Yes,
Because we have to do the driveway and the alley.
Yeah, because I know Rothenbergers, I think they park behind the
Mhm.
house.
Yeah, and then our driveway is to the alley,
Oh, okay, yes, that's right,
and then Milner's is to the alley.
okay. Yeah, I can.
And I'm getting too old to use the snowbird going up and down that
I understand.
We have a snow blower, but it's not industrial.
No, right, okay, is that all?
Did you have anything? No, I drove in here.
Okay.
With winter coming, I wanted to ask.
Yeah, and then there is one other thing with Cat. I had, it's a, over where Nicole Hernandez, lives. So, do you remember where Grants lived?
Yeah.
Okay, across the street.
Okay.
So there is a ditch opening there.
Mhm.
And so, she asked me to call down to the, drainage and ask about that, because it had plugged up and other stuff like that. So I did call down. They are working on it. I don't know whether they have finished or done anything, but I did call down about that. There's a ditch that goes under
Mhm.
the ditch. That's there. It's kind of really confusing, but yeah.
Is that the only culvert on the west end?
You know, that might be so.
Because we need to take care of that west end so it doesn't flood.
Right, yeah, because that's always problematic, but yes. Okay. I do not know, that's a good question. I will check on that.
But if they're coming out to do that one, I would suggest that they do check the whole
All the,
town. Yes.
where, Mabel Trenary lives?
Yeah.
Okay. Place to have a husband who knows, of course. Across the street, they have a drainage.
Okay.
And I have called them on that, and they came out and then, well, it works, and I've driven by there and it doesn't work very well, so I need to tag them again on that. Because when we had a lot of rain earlier,
This spring,
yeah, they have a big pool.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Not good for the houses or the people.
Right,
Is that where Amber is? Is
yeah,
that where McWilliams and then Amber?
Psalms.
it'd be,
It's where Mrs. Trenary used to live?
Yeah.
Yeah, across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
that
Moore's
always was.
used-
Oh,
the
Moore's.
played in the
I
park.
think so.
Yes. More
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
Just after Moose.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, just going towards the, and you saw that they took the, train tracks out.
Yes,
And I thought I did a really good job,
they did.
Yeah,
so that helps.
yeah, you gotta slow down to 80 before you go through.
Okay, is there any other questions, concerns, or comments for today?
Is there any way to tell the speeding on 930?
Not unless I can call down and they can, but then that's only when they're present. I can have them do extra patrols to try to do that. I had one several years ago say put in speed bumps, but you just can't do that.
No,
So,
I remember my
It's
sister-
horrible, and it's horrible everywhere. We're not isolated.
Can you put
Oh,
up signs that says
I
radar
even had a
control?
school bus.
You says what?
Put a sign up that says radar controlled
Yeah, probably if you
as
pay
a
for it.
deterrent and, even though it wouldn't be.
I mean, it's been a continuous problem.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, look at anything from the big pig, the big trucks.
lines of the.
Yeah, just, you know, and it was the thing, I mean, my children are grown, but, I know we still have some young ones on the 930,
Yes,
and I just cringe.
yes.
But it's been about 50 years, it's been that problem, probably will continue. But I don't know if you could put like a speed sign up. Is there anyone want to have by the railroad?
I know there's one coming into town here. I don't know about it over there. But it's hard because, first of all, people probably will not obey it. And you can only patrol, you're a snapshot of a day of patrolling. It's just, it's sad that people do that. And especially it's a populated area and you never know, a kid can come out of this driveway on a bicycle and,
Why did they consider 930? And I mean, I've seen it on 600 too, people go, oh, that's just, hop, skip and jump and I'm out. So why should I slow down?
And with the railroad being nice and smooth, they're not gonna slow down.
slow down.
Oh, at least that was always a slow.
Yeah.
That is nice, though.
Yeah,
It is great.
it's great now.
So they're supposed to be doing other crossings and because Norfolk and Southern told them to just go ahead.
The one they did over by, what's his name's house?
They already did.
They did already.
Yeah.
Out there on the angled road.
Yes.
The old Cherokee guy.
Herman Bass Jr.?
No,
There's a lot of the girls.
well, in town. And he just,
Oh,
excellent.
flowers.
Oh, yeah,
They did a good job on that one.
yeah. I would love to see them take the hump out, but they don't do that. So it's okay. It's at
They
least
did on
it's
the
not
Barb's,
very
and
bad.
then on the road to Barb's house, they took that too,
Okay.
on the gravel road.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, if I could get a motion to close the meeting.
A motion to close the meeting.
I second.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.
Our millions of
And you
viewers.
were not supposed to move. I was behind. I was trying to be a voice with no name.
You had a name, you said your face.
Oh.
Well,
I
they
say
do
in
now.
shadows.
I think that was a record. That was 48 minutes.
I know, it's like.
But I brought a lot.
I look at the
Can
itinerary
I
and thinking, oh my gosh.
ask why the need to pay this?
Why?
Yeah,
Okay.
was it requested by the fire station?
No. No, it is just something we wanted to do as an improvement to the community.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And we have ample funds to do that, and since we're,
I'm sure that's all.